Hello, welcome to today's little chakra routine. So we're moving on up to the throat chakra now. So we're going to hold the mudra for the throat chakra. So we're going to interlace the fingers with the fingers inwards, curling those hands around and touching the thumbs and raising that up. Again, we want that nice mountain pose, equal standing posture. And we're just going to take a moment to close down the eyes. So our throat chakra, being in the throat space, is governed by the element ether, or also known as vibration. And so as we hum and use mantra, it stimulates this area. So we're going to start off first with some nice gentle head rolls. So taking a big breath in, and then on your out breath, gently dropping one ear over to your shoulder. And inhaling back up, and then dropping your other ear to the other shoulder, just gently, not forcing anything, and bringing it back up, and then gently dropping it forward and bringing it back up, and then gently, if there's no pain, just dropping it backwards and then bringing it back up. So we're just going to repeat that again, starting with a big deep in breath, and on the exhale, shoulder to ear. Inhale back up, and then exhaling over to the other side. Inhale back up, and then exhale forward. And inhale back up, and then exhale gently backwards again. And inhale back up. Now, only if it's okay for your neck, we're going to drop that head down again, and then gently rolling the ear over to the shoulder, and then coming back down the front again. We're doing like a half circle, just rolling that head gently from side to side. Doing this a few more times, just noticing if there's any stiffness anywhere, and maybe just pausing there where you need to for a little bit longer, side to side. Back down to the front again, and then looking straight back up. And we're going to release those hands. We're going to inhale, big wide arm circles, and then exhale, folding forward. And just giving your spine a moment there to lengthen. You can bend those knees again. It helps the pelvis to tilt forward. And dropping that head down. A couple of breaths, no matter where you are, even if you're here is perfect. We're just lengthening out that spine. Couple more breaths. And then we're going to lower down. I'll just hop on the side so you can see me again. We're going to lower down, taking those legs back, lowering yourself all the way down onto your belly. We want a neutral pelvis. And then we're going to come up into Sphinx. So we want to keep lengthening through that spine, really accentuating that openness through that throat space. We're going to roll those shoulders back and down as well, keeping that neutral pelvis, the pubic bone pushed into the mat so we're not scrunching into the sacrum. And just coming up onto those shoulders, opening through that throat. And then we're going to chant the seed sound, ham. And just really feeling that vibration and that resonance through that heart space. Three times. lowering yourself down, popping your hands under your shoulders, coming back up. Just taking a child's pose for a moment, giving that back a nice stretch again. This time really accentuating that space through the back of the throat. And then gently coming up. I'm going to bring your feet through to the front. And so taking your hands, fingers facing forward, shoulder blades towards each other at the back so your back stays nice and straight. Keeping those knees bent up, the core, belly switched on. I'm going to raise up one leg. And we're just going to hold it up there for a few breaths if you can. Otherwise, whatever you can do is perfect. And then swapping legs. Lowering down, going back to the first leg again, maybe bringing that second leg as well, or just alternating legs, maybe taking those feet straight. I'll let you in on a little secret that the closer you have this thigh to your torso, the easier it is to get those legs straight, and it's less strain through the back as well. So even if you're in this posture, try and get those knees in as much as you can, and that'll make it a lot easier. Just doing that a few more times or holding for a few more rounds of breath. And then lowering down. I'm going to cross over those ankles. We're going to come up. We're going to do some balances now. We're going to do the crow pose. If you've done the crow pose before, you're welcome just to come straight into it. Otherwise, step one is just coming into this crouched position, up on the tiptoes, taking the weight through the hands. Then step two is coming right up onto those tiptoes and seeing if you can get the knees up into the backs of the armpits. As high as you can will make it easier when we start to come forward. And then from there, we start to come forward. It's a bit scary at first if you haven't done it before, so you can actually get a cushion, and that really helps to be able to get used to where you're positioned in this posture. So you can come up onto the toes, really grounding those hands down, coming down, popping your head on the cushion. Wait, if you can see with this top on. Sorry, so popping your head on the cushion, and then from there starting to take that weight forward. And so we then start to rest those knees on the backs of the arms, and then we can take the toes up as well when we're in the crow pose. So we try to create a shelf with the back of the arms there, and you literally, as you're creating that shelf, you're resting your knees on top of that shelf, and then you can start to lift the toes. If you need a break as we come down, we're going to come into a yogi squat. So we take, for a yogi squat, the wider you take your feet, the easier it is to get the heels down as well. So taking the feet nice and wide. Again, if this is a lot, you can pop a cushion or a rolled up mat underneath the back of your heels, and just doing wherever your capability is, of course, and it takes practice to be able to do these things more deeply. And then we're going to bring the hands to the heart space. And just taking a couple of breaths here. Before we do that, one more time, come up into the crow. So again, remember step one is just starting to take weight through those hands. Step two, the knees in the back of the armpits. Step three might be head on the bolster. And then step four, maybe starting to take one foot up, then the other, and then balancing in that crow pose from there. Taking a couple more breaths. Excellent. Lowering. You squat again. We're just going to take a couple of... You might like to continue with your mantra, or even just a hum. Just doing that is really opening up that vibration in that particular space. You might also visualize the color blue. A beautiful sky blue has that same wavelength or frequency as the throat chakra. So bringing that color into that space can also help to free up the energy and allow that creative expression to come through a lot more strongly. Okay, so then when you've had enough of that, we're going to come down onto your back and hugging those knees into the chest for a moment. And then hugging that right knee into the chest, dropping that left foot down. We're going to take that right foot up to the sky. Inhale to lengthen and exhale, maybe gently pulling it forward. Just taking a couple of breaths here. And then releasing that leg down, holding that belly tight. You might hold there for a moment, holding it halfway. Otherwise, taking it all the way down or holding it, then releasing it down. And we're going to swap knees, so hugging the other knee into the chest, taking it up to the sky, relax it and gently drawing it a little bit closer. Couple more breaths. And again, releasing that leg down, maybe holding it halfway, making sure your bottom of your spine isn't lifting off the mat. If it's lifting off the mat, lower your leg all the way, otherwise holding it there. And then lowering it all the way down. So to finish off, we're going to finish off with the plow shoulder stand. So again, there's different variations on this. So level 1, just taking the feet up to the sky. You might put a bolster underneath your hips just to raise those hips up a little bit more. Another way is up against the wall. If that's what's feeling good for you today, just laying your legs up against the wall. It's actually a really good posture for insomnia. So if you're ever having trouble sleeping, you can actually lay down on the floor, pop your legs up the wall. And then, so the next stage from there is maybe starting to take the feet over the head. If you're going to do this, don't move your head around once you're up because you can hurt your neck. We're going to leave your hands on each side of the spine to support the spine as we come up. I'm going to roll and holding each side of the spine. Only if your feet can touch the ground, you might take your hands away. Otherwise, keeping your spine supported will prevent any injuries. You might also gently push the back of your head into the mat just to take a bit of the pressure off the neck. So staying here for a few rounds of breath. And then you have the option to take your feet up to the sky, shoulder stand. Again, not moving the head around when you're up in these postures. Another thing you might like to try is up against the wall. So you can pop your bottom right up against the wall, legs up the wall that I was talking about before. Ooh, lost my microphone. So legs up the wall. So if you haven't tried this before, this is a really good way to do it. Have your bottom right up against the wall, and then you can bend your knees and start to take the weight through your feet. And then this way you can get used to supporting that spine. Then you might take one leg off and the other until you feel like it's okay to take both off at once. But of course, just taking your options you're feeling on any given day. And then so from here, from your shoulder stand, bringing those feet back over again into the plow. And then we're gently going to start to roll down. And then come up into the fish posture. So for the fish posture, we put the palms of the hands down onto the mat underneath your bottom. Just move that away. And then as you're coming down, popping those elbows, so you bend the elbows up underneath you, like so, and then gently start to drop the head back in the opposite direction. It's a really good counter pose for that shoulder stand. You might like to hear, while we've got that throat space really open, is to bring in some more mantra. So the hum, 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 hum. And then whenever you're ready, you can slowly come down, taking those arms out, taking a moment just to feel your entire body lying comfortably connected to the earth. And again, you're welcome to stay here as long as you like. You might like to visualize that blue color expanding all the way out from your throat till it starts to fill all the way up to the top of your head, down into your torso, bathed in that beautiful, vibrant sky blue color. And then allowing it to spread still further down the arms and down your legs until your entire physical body is bathing in that beautiful, vibrant sky blue color. And then continuing to expand it out all the way through your energy layers as well. Filling your whole being with that beautiful sky blue. And stay as long as you like. And when you're ready, you can gently just roll over to your side. Help yourself back up. Namaste. Have a great day or night. Bye.